Hey guys, nice to have you back, and welcome to those who are joining in for the first time. I purchased this game called the Logo board game, and the reason why I purchased the game was because I'm still looking for stuff for my retro journal, which is very scarce, despite the fact I'm going to the different thrift stores, Goodwill, Salvation Army, just trying to find what I can. And it came with a bunch of cards inside, which are these right here. And I'll just show you the first few because there are others in here that I'm going to use, but I like to leave it for that video that I actually do the flip through. Oh, we all know Campbell's has been around forever. And this is Baskin Robbins. I have a Kentucky one. I have Hershey's Kisses, and there's way more to that. So I didn't need the box, and I was just about to get rid of it. And I decided, wait a minute, no, the cover of the box is perfect to create a bookmark and a writing board for this journal. So I went ahead and cut it down because I didn't want to go through the tedious process of having to cut it down on camera, which is not actually a camera, it's my phone. The reason it's so thick that I had a hard time cutting through with my cutting board. So, well, to make the precision cut after I tore the box apart, I had a hard time on my cutting board. I already did one, basically is what I'm trying to say. And I will show you that in a second, but the one for the writing board would be the top part of the box. I already cut 2 down, and I don't know where I'm going to go with it yet. It's not going to be the same as the one that I created for the prayer journal. So I have some ideas, but I want to do that together with you. So this I'm going to set aside and going to work on that at a later date. So I did come up with this bookmark, and I do not want to cover the front of the board because it's showing all that goodness on the front. And I did add some washi and something else on there. So pretty much I have 3 left, and just figured, you know what? I have this design. Let's see what I can do with these. For the sake of the video, even though I have 3 cardboards, I'm just going to do this one. And let me show you how I did the first one, because I did something on the first one that I should have done, which I'm going to correct on this one. So on the first one, I did add the washi, and I covered the whole back with the washi. And what I did not do was I put the eyelid in there before I added the washi. So as you can see, I have little bits and pieces around that part of the bookmark. And this here is, let me show you. It's one of the things that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and I love it. It does go with the theme of the retro style. I found this, which was, I think, maybe 60, if I'm not mistaken, it was 60% off or 40% off Hobby Lobby. And it is a garland. And it was in the section, educational section, where the teachers could buy things that they need to decorate their classrooms if they want to. So they had that there, and I thought, I'm going to grab this. I'm not sure how I'm going to use it, but I will. And this can be used in so many manners. I can make myself some ribbons with it. I can make belly bands. I can make decorate a side pocket with this. Just about anything. But since I just started using it, and I was creating this bookmark, and I remembered I had this, I just pulled one off and decided to add that to the top of my bookmark. And I know this is loud, it's colorful, but that's the purpose of my virtual journal. I've already cut the top off and the bottom, making it as straight as I can. This here is, I guess, the laminate paper that was already folded on the box when they created the box. So I'm going to leave that there. And I'm not going to round the edges off yet. So instead of putting washi, I am going to put some of this tape, which is packaging tape, easily and carefully, getting any bubbles that might be in there out before I wrap it over. You can use a card to rub on there, but I think this is good enough. I will turn it over because this here it's a pretty old box, so This piece, the laminate on top, the paper, can come off if left as is. So that's why I'm putting this on there. And then I will bring this over, pull on tight. I'm not so concerned about the back at the moment, see? I will rub on it. It's flat, but it will protect that corner. Do I want to do the same to the top and the bottom? I could, and maybe I should. You really can't see the tape on there, even though it's shiny. But it's perfect and it's flat. So I'm just thinking, should I add a piece of tape on the bottom and on the top? And maybe I should, just to protect it, even though I'm going to add a little more on there. Let me see how much of this I need for that. Which I don't need a lot, but I gotta make sure I don't overdo it. So let's see if I can put this piece on here. I'll put a little and then leave the major excess for the other side. There we go. There we go. This one came out flatter. And again, it's not straight, but I'm not worried about that. That's not gonna show. And then I will do the same to the other side, since these markers will be shifting back and forth through the book. That's if I use it, because it may be this one or one of the others is going to another home. Okay, I did that upside down, so let me do this upside down. It makes it easier. Nope, up on the top. Instead up to the bottom. Makes it easier to lay a smaller portion flat. And then flipping it over at one time will make less bubbles, actually. Even if the longer one is harder, but when it's shorter, less creases on there. There we go. No bubbles. So next, I'm going to work on the back part. This paper here is from a teen notebook that I had, tore all the papers out, didn't need it, had something written on it, but didn't use it for what I originally intended it to be used for. So I had some extra pages and pulled them out. So what I did was I just lined it there, pressed my finger down. So you're gonna get the line of the edge, and then just take your finger and go down, and you're gonna know exactly where to cut on that paper. Just fold that over, crease it. Sometimes I'll just use my nail. You can use a bowl folder, card, even the edge of the scissor will work on that. And then I'm just going to rough cut. I'm not going to worry about my scissor at this point, even though both sides are going to be different. I did not fold it exactly where I needed to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let myself be led by this line right here on the paper, and I will cut it with the scissor on the paper. Okay. There we go. Perfect fit. Now off camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on. Okay, my paper is adhered, and I did use my extra strength Elmer's glue. I want to frame this, so what I'm going to use to frame it is washi tape. I want to add this tape on there to frame it up. So I did put glue going down this side, and the reason why I'm adding glue is so that, whoops, yep, this tape is kind of old. I mean, I don't need to be perfect. It's a junk journal, so it's using what you have and just enjoy doing it your way. And this tape is really, I mean, I have not seen this tape sold, and I'm assuming I got it at Hobby Lobby, sorry. Or it could have been Michael's. I don't think I got it at Joann's. So I'm gonna border this off, and I will continue to finish this side, and I'll be back in a second. And I've managed to put that on, and because of the thickness of the bookmark, there was no way. This is a new corner rounder that I bought. I tried to miter the corners with this, but it's so huge, thick, I mean, it won't go in there. So I've just been working with my scissor with it, and it's not easy, but just go slow at it. Keep your hand steady, and there you go. And they might not be the same size, but they're round. Okay, there we go. And more could be done back here. I may do that. I'm not sure yet, because I do have a few retro stamps that I'm going to use in this book. So basically the only thing that's left is whatever I'm going to put on the front if I want to, adding the eyelet. So I'm going to go ahead, no measurement whatsoever, make a hole, just eye this. I'm trying to center it here, and it all depends how far down or how far up you want it. I'm going to go, let's see, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to go right there. So, and it's a thick board, so I might have to press a little hard on the crocodile and press down ever so carefully. Trying to get this here, see, it bent over, perfect. And so all I need to do is choose the ribbon that I want. I can go with the same ribbon that I have here, or I can use one of the other brighter colors, and most likely I can use the red because it has a lot of red in there, but then I can go and use a contrasting color, which that's what I'm going to do, and most likely it's going to be this blue one. Okay, so I've chosen the blue. I mean, the other two, if I choose to make these into bookmarks, I can use some of the other color ribbon, but I'm going to use blue for this one. Let me move this over here out of my way. And this here, just so that I don't forget to mention it, if you do not have a crocodile, just go ahead and use something pointy, whether it's your awl, whether it's a nail. I mean, you could force a nail through there carefully. Yes, you can. Or any other pointy object that you may have that's sharp will go through there. Okay, I'm going to fold this edge down so that I have that tip there, and then just twist it a little bit so that I get that pointy fabric to go through. And as you can see, I pushed in the middle section because these two flaps are going to go through this. And then once you pull, there is your ribbon. You can leave it as such. I mean, it'll look pretty hanging out of the top of your journal. I'm going to cut. The scissors a mess. Let me grab my other scissor. Look how simple that cuts. I love it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It didn't come out straight. I'm usually good about making things straight. I just didn't do it that time. Let's see. I'm not worried about that. And then, let's see, yes, in this direction, and there, we've cut that down. So we have a polka dot one, a blue, and if you don't want to put a ribbon on, of this sort on your marker, you can take a piece of, whether it's a curtain, whether it's a blanket, t-shirt, just about anything. You can cut down and make a ribbon out of it for your bookmark. And if you don't want a ribbon, you don't have to use a ribbon on there. That is up to you. I've decided on adding some burlap to it. So I still have this big roll left, and I think I need to start using stuff that I have already. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a piece of burlap right there. So all I need to do is cut it down to size. And I'm not sure if I want, just go ahead and cut this side down. And I'm going to put that right there. And let me see, any other stories in here? Well, I can mention a lot of the stories from years ago, and all these labels, the veggies. Okay, Nancy, let's get busy. So I'm just going to use my handy dandy strength glue. Let's see if it'll stay on the plastic. I'm hoping it will. And then I will go on the other side. Okay. Right there. Just hold it down. Maybe for a few seconds to see if it'll stay there. So I decided on one of the cards from the box, and I see that I'm going to have to cut this one down just a little bit before I glue it down. I do have a trash can on this side, so I could be throwing this stuff out, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I don't want to make any pretense about not having messes on my table while I'm crafting. So here we go. I think that looks nice. And then what I will do, oh yes, I forgot to mention the cards have questions in the back. Okay, so that's down. I didn't put glue on the whole thing. There's a reason. And I only did the sides here. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of sewing the whole thing, I'm just going to sew the sides here. But that's pretty much it for this bookmark. Look at that. I love it. Nice bookmark for any book. And that's what junk journaling is about. And this one here also. And you can add, you can omit, and decorate these as you choose to. Did that there so that I can put a note. Does it fit in there? Yeah, look at that. You can, there we go, my friends. Perfect. I loved playing cards in the 70s and 80s. So you can actually add a piece of paper on the back of the playing card and add that in there too. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I am going to sew this down because I want to make sure that stays down. So have a good one. See you soon. Bye-bye.